And we're live, at least that's what it's saying so on my monitor. So, hello, hello. If you're there in the audience, put in a comment. Tell us hi. Tell us where you're from if you want to. Tell us how frigid the temperatures were when you got up this morning. What horrific temperatures did you have to face? Today in southern Minnesota, it's supposed to get up to a balmy 40 degrees, and that's above zero, which is a huge difference from last week. So I'm feeling rather tropical myself. Um, so anyway, but yes, say something in the comments. It should come up on my screen and put a like a Y at the end. Just like it's okay for me to share the comments, but comment anyway, whether you want them shared or not. I really want to evolve this into an interactive thing. Um, I also worked. I went down all kinds of rabbit holes this weekend. One of them, and this is one of the reasons why I'm like going live and doing the thing before you're ready to do the thing, because there's so many iterations to it. I'm excavating a lot of things that I've done before, kind of patching it together, reinventing it. So the YouTube channel looks a bit different than it did last week, and it'll keep evolving. But now you can see where I've got the scheduled live streams right on the page. And then the previous live streams are in a different column. So we're getting there. There's some branding going on. Slowly, I'm opening up my old accounts. When I started to do a project, oh man, that was almost 7 years ago, in Walla Walla. It was in Hawaii and then Walla Walla, with the Eliata Media. So I'm starting to bring that back, and I'll probably go ahead and register that here in Minnesota soon. It takes a minute to get everything up and running. But I still have a whole lot of, like I said, leftover nuggets that are highly useful. And one of the things that we're reutilizing through that is reusing through that is my old Chicory Chicks Twitter 10 at 10. So this is this iteration of that. And so as a nod back to what I did 7 to 10 years ago, I'm bringing back the graphics that I did in Canva. And I was brave enough to open Canva again for the first time in years and years and years this weekend. And boy, what a rabbit hole that is to go down. I've luckily I've got things saved on my computer because actually I think I had two different accounts and they were paid for and not paid for. So I'm sure I lost a lot of things that were that had been stored there. But luckily, I'm finding out in various computers and various things where things are hidden, and able to bring those out, sort through those, just like I'm sorting through a lot of life. And I know a lot of you guys are, especially post 2020. It changed a lot of things in our lives. So for today's quote, let's get down to today's quote. Tupac Shakur. And when I had my own radio show, one of the things that I always made certain that I had, music from various genres, because my thing was it's not there's no single genre that makes good music. Good music is good music regardless of genre. And I had a whole lot of listeners that were very skeptical about rap music. And like I said, this is like 15 years ago. So old news for you guys. You guys have realized how much rap music is a type of poetry. And so this is from Tupac Shakur. I want to grow. I want to be better. You grow. We all grow. We're made to grow. You either evolve or you disappear. And, to me, that is so central to how I view the world. It's been my worldview forever. I don't know how I got that. I have not been competitive as in if you win, I lose. It's always you grow, I grow. And I just assume that the world is made that way. And a lot of cultures are made that way. And I think we have forgotten that to a large extent in our culture. that we are competitive with each other when we need to be cheering each other on. If you win, I win. If you grow, I grow. We all grow. Um, anyway, so I thought that was kind of an interesting concept from Tupac Shakur. Sometimes you find uh, the unexpected, in the in some of the in some of the unexpected places, um, and I guess that shows our lack of imagination and our lack of and my lack of imagination at times, and my uh, the limitations that I have constructed. And to that effect, let's see, what did you do this weekend? Put it in the comments below. I had an interesting weekend. Well, I went down so many rabbit holes with the EV Mux and the StreamYard. And by the way, this is still StreamYard. And I ended up buying both of them just because the learning curve is kind of high. Both of them had things that I want, and I didn't have enough time to make a decision. And it's not that, and I didn't go, I just went with their basic love paid versions. And I'll figure it out before I go into a higher version of either one of them. But it's just so convenient, and the price is not that bad. It's cheaper than a monthly car wash subscription. So that's kind of how I made my decision. I thought this is more important than my monthly car wash. And again, same with Canva. The Pro is amazing. I can do all kinds of things. I'm still trying to figure out all the things. And as I figure things out, you'll see them here because I'll start applying them. And because I went down so many holes, I had to refine passwords and redo the stuff. The things do better in Chrome, and I'm a Firefox user, so I had to do all those things. And of course, you never remember any passwords ever in your life, do you? So that's kind of how I spent the majority of my weekend. But I also had a really interesting thing that happened to me on Saturday. Another, rebooting this stuff. I had a lot of my Facebook pages unpublished, during this extended period of me not being online. And then I republish them, and I'm finding all the people that used to follow me still follow me, and reconnecting with those people, including a wonderful writer from my old Wordsmith Studio days. And hey there, Wordsmith Studio. I hear that they still do tweet chats on Tuesdays. So I'll probably drop in on that tomorrow. But the cool thing is that she has a weekly Saturday writers group that meets on Zoom. Well, it's been on Zoom since 2020 with all the things. But a lot of these things that started because of the limitations that we were under have continued even after those limitations have gone away, because it's a whole nother way of connecting, and how wonderful it is to connect with these people that I haven't seen in forever. One of the things she had was a writing prompt, and it was only later afterwards that I'm like, I bet you that writing prompt had been up, and because everybody had whatever, and I just had it as a free write. But it is what it is. Like I said, a hot mess. There's value in the hot mess. Any writer knows that the first draft was that Annie Lamont is famously say it's the shitty first draft, and and that's what you've got. So anytime you start writing, it's going to be a mess. So her prompt was something that changed everything, something that a time where everything changed. And that's usually what happens. That's usually where you're supposed to start your story, in the middle, instead of everybody wants to do all this exposition up front, but you want to start in the middle. And so because of how it was, what do? I start with my throat clearing too, because it's a free write for me. Funny how yesterday is a foggy blur. What did I have for breakfast? Was it toast and honey, or was it cornflakes? Inconsequential and gratefully gone. As Marie Kondo might say, it didn't spark enough joy to warrant the amount of space it would occupy in my consciousness. But there are certain pivot points in my life where a deep breath can elicit a food of sensations, a flood, food, a flood of sensations, memories of cold, of a cold, memories of a cold, damp, memories of the cold damp of the country church on a late December night, the smell of rose petals strewn down the aisle, and later, after the ceremony, the smoke-filled steakhouse we stopped by for supper, the sharpness of the ginger ale I sipped to settle my tummy. It's a free write. All kinds of nonsense in there, but thank you for letting me share that. It's definitely a work in progress, and it's not a bad start. The thing is I got to get used to, and thank you for helping me practice, because I got to get used to reading out loud again. 2020, how long has it been since we've read out loud? I used to read out loud to my kids every night from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And I was a whole lot better at reading aloud back then, because my eyes were a whole lot better too. But anyway, that's for another day. And so that's it, peeps. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a blessed day.